Good evening, everyone. We're truly glad to have you back with us tonight. If you dare to click on this video, we promise you won't regret it. Tonight, we enter the shadows alongside those who know fear in its rawest form. Soldiers, trained to face war, but not the unexplainable. These are chilling encounters from the field, moments where reality broke down, and something far darker stepped in. Before we begin, drop a comment below. Where are you watching from tonight? Now get comfortable and prepare to listen closely. You're watching Sleep Horror Stories. My story is a short one, but I want to share it with you. It's one of those strange things that happened during my years as a soldier. This took place just outside San Diego, California, along a road that winds into the Sierra Nevada, near a checkpoint we were manning. It was early morning, still dark, when we spotted a car speeding toward us. We immediately went on alert. Inside was a woman and a teenage girl, both crying and clearly terrified. They looked like they were in shock. They told us they had just witnessed a horrible accident. A car had flipped and there were bodies lying on the road. There were multiple units stationed in the area, so we got the order to head out and assist until emergency services could arrive. We got to the spot they had pointed out, but there was nothing there. No signs of crash, no vehicle, no victims, nothing. The women arrived right behind us. They pulled over, jumped out, and started yelling that this was the place. They began searching frantically, walking around in circles, convinced they'd see something. But there was nothing. I got angry and approached them. I want to know what the hell this was. Part of me suspected maybe they were in on something, maybe trying to distract us so someone else could slip past the checkpoint. But they seemed genuinely scared. They swore they weren't making anything up. Right when I was about to raise my voice again, a fellow soldier grabbed my shoulder and told me to calm down. The women eventually got back into their car and left. Then my teammate asked me to walk with him a bit. We stepped about 50 meters away from our vehicle and then stopped. He pointed at something by the road. There were several roadside crosses standing there, the kind people put up after a fatal crash. You could tell it had been a family. Some of the crosses had little toys on them. We went back to the checkpoint and radioed it in as a false alarm. For some reason, the ambulance never came. A few days later, I was talking with the owner of a small store near our post. He told me it wasn't the first time someone showed up scared out of their mind, claiming they'd seen a terrible accident. Bodies on the road, screaming, always at the same spot, always replaying itself. Like the highway was stuck in time, and certain people were cursed to witness it again and again. I'm a former soldier. During my time in the Army, I had more than a few strange experiences, but two really stuck with me. They made me believe that there are things, energies, beings, whatever you want to call them, that go far beyond human understanding. Sorry if this gets a little long. It all just starts flooding back when I try to write it down, and I've never sought help for any of this. Maybe I should, but a part of me is terrified that reaching out will make it all come back stronger. For safety reasons, I'll leave out some details where exactly this happened, which unit I served in, the names of others involved. It started during one of our many eradication missions. That's what we called operations, where we moved through deep mountain terrain, searching for drug crops, makeshift labs, hidden cartel routes. I just come back from leave, relaxed, clear-headed, when we got the order. In 2 days, we'd be deploying into the Appalachian wilderness. They pulled us in early the night before to make sure nobody bailed. That gave us time to prep and pack gear. That night, I stayed up talking with my closest buddy, the guy we all called Crazy. He'd earned the nickname from his guts during firefights. Always the first to charge. No fear. But that night, he told me something that shook me. Said he had a bad feeling. Real bad. I'd never seen him like that. He looked uneasy, quiet. It wasn't like him at all. One thing he told me that I still remember, word for word. Bro, if something happens to me, look after my folks. Crazy was an only child. No close relatives. No safety net. His words left a pit in my stomach. I think he saw it in my face because he smiled and said, "Ah, hell, let's just get this done." The next day played out like any other op. Up before sunrise. Gear check. Load up. A few hours into the drive, we passed through a tiny town in East Tennessee, off the grid. Stopped to stretch. Eat something quick. There was this old woman selling tamales on a corner. We bought a few. Seemed normal. Until she looked us in the eyes and said, "Boys, I need to tell you something. Don't freak out. I respect our soldiers. That's why I'm saying this. One of you isn't coming back. Please, if you can, pray every night. It's going to help. And don't be afraid. If you have faith, you'll be protected." Crazy and I locked eyes. Me? I got angry. What the hell kind of thing was that to say? I gave her a long, cold look. Told Crazy to get back on the truck. That night, we slept at a National Guard post in Knoxville. But we couldn't shake what she said. We tried to laugh it off. Told ourselves maybe she wasn't right in the head. That helped a little. Then came the nightmare. I was fighting something inhuman. I fired my weapon. Nothing worked. I screamed, but no sound came out. I felt trapped, like something ancient had me in its grip. Suddenly, a slap to the head. I woke up. My squad leader was standing over me. "Quit thrashing around, man. Let people sleep." Later, I found out I'd been talking in my sleep, but not in English. Some said it sounded old, foreign, demonic. I didn't know what to make of it. The next day, we headed deeper into the mountains. 6 hours of hiking, full gear, rugged terrain. When we reached our first coordinates, we set up tents, clear brush. Night watch assignments were handed out. I was on the 1 a.m. shift. My partner that night was 45, a quiet, reliable guy. Around halfway through the shift, I spotted movement on a trail below us. I motioned to 45, silence. We crouched, watched, listened. Footsteps. Slow, crunching leaves, snapping branches. But after a few seconds, nothing. We moved closer, and then we saw it. A massive black horse standing in the woods, just staring at us. Then it turned and vanished. Seconds later, we heard whispers. Soft, inhuman. We assumed the worst, cartel scouts. An ambush. We called it in. In under a minute, the entire platoon was up, locked and loaded. They searched the area. Nothing. No tracks. No signs of movement. Just trees and a drop-off on the other side. The commander was pissed. Said we were imagining things. Our punishment? Double night shifts. A full week. The next night, I was paired with Crazy. We dug a fire pit, covered it with coals. Silent warmth. I told him about the horse. The whispers. He didn't even blink. "I believe you, man," he said. "I heard prayers out there the other day. Not human." Then we heard again. Movement. Same direction. We stood, weapons ready, eyes on the ridgeline. Crazy turned to me and said, "You stay behind me. Watch my six." We crept forward. Suddenly, he stopped. I felt his back stiffen. Then a whisper, "Oh, God." He bolted, ran back to camp like something was chasing him, nearly knocked me over. He collapsed by the fire pit, gasping for air, chugging water. I asked him what he saw. He said nothing. Eyes wide, hands shaking, tears forming. This was Crazy, the fearless one, and now he was broken. We didn't tell command. We knew it wouldn't matter. Second shift, 45 joined me. I told him what happened. He listened, then said, "I saw something too." Said a huge black dog had approached his post. Eyes dark, snout massive, unnatural size. It circled him, then walked away. That was it, but he looked haunted. The next morning, the radio operator got urgent orders. Our lieutenant joined a secure call. After that, we were told to gear up. Fast. Intel had located a cartel leader. We were the closest unit. Orders were clear. Intercept. Eliminate. No loose ends. We hiked fast, staying off trails. Surprise was key. We reached a cliff facing another ridge where the target was hiding. But they saw us first. Gunfire. Explosions. The woods lit up with chaos. I dove behind a log. 45 was beside me, muttering. Low. Almost a chant. Then he stood up and took a round, right to the face. I pulled him back, but he was already gone. Then we heard movement behind us. Another group, flanking. We were about to be wiped out. And then everything changed. The enemy panicked, dropped weapons, screamed. Some ran so fast, they left their trucks. They fled in terror, but not from us, from something else. We regrouped, began to assess damage. Crazy was missing. Minutes later, someone found him, curled under a tree, whispering, rocking. "He's coming for me." That's all he said. He was airlifted out, feverish, delirious. 3 days later, he died. The nurse said his final words were, "Now he's coming for him." Then he stopped breathing, rosary clenched in his right hand. We buried 45. Full honors. We buried Crazy too. Since then, I've stayed close to Crazy's parents. They're good people, kind, but I haven't been the same. Same nightmare. Every time, a demon, clawing at me. Sometimes alone, sometimes with others. I've lost track of the nights. The voices outside my window. Whispers I've come to live with. Whatever Crazy saw. Whatever made those cartel gunmen run like hell. It hasn't stopped following me.